Welcome back to another Black City Coffee vlog. Today we're roasting. It's kind of special because I get to have my apron on this time. New hair, new me. Not really. Yeah. Cool, I got a new
haircut.
I got a new haircut. Yeah, makes it a lot easier when you're dealing with immobility. So that's nice. Here's the green today. It is Honduras. We're almost done with this Honduras, and like I told you guys, we're gonna be ordering new green. I've already made the deal. You already know who they are. But I'm really excited. I think it's a great deal. It's a very unique coffee, and I think it fits what our offering philosophy is, which is juicy and round coffees. That's what I've come to kind of like narrow down in our offering philosophy. Taking on a supplier who's not local per se, but actually making real like direct connection to a farmer basically. We could actually call this, I think we can actually call this direct trade, but I would have to confirm that. I think I can charge by myself, yeah. I'm getting more and more mobility as I practice. All right, we're gonna preheat.
You need help?
I think I can do it, Papa.
Sure.
Yeah, but will you be around? Oh, I want to show you something on my roast path. Nice change that I made. I don't know if you already knew how to do this, but I went ahead and classified all my profiles like full city profile, dark profile, city profile, city plus profile, things like that. So instead of me, it was really messy, like just stating what the coffee was, but not clarifying if it was a light, medium, or dark profile, right? So that was a little messy. So I inactivated all those, started kind of fresh, and then made it just a lot more clear for myself so I could be, and we can hit active here so we can just see what I'm working with. You know, it was part of my whole, creating better systems for myself when, I don't have any real guidance all the time. I'm proud of this little win. Okay, I mean, I don't know, as a roaster, you always feel like you could do better, do more, bring out more, I feel like I can find contentment and satisfaction in a way, but also know that I'm open to improving it. So it's not that I'm always feeling like down. That's not really what I'm saying. I'm saying like, cool, this is good. I feel like people will love it. But when I go to roast it again, I want to just, let's see what else I can do. Like what level can I reach? And if I can make the analogy, it was like when I used to be a wedding photographer, and my job sometimes was to go shoot rings. And you can really shoot the rings of the couple kind of like, you can be basic, you can keep them in the box, you can just shoot them as is, whatever. But then I was always trying to be like, well, in order for myself to improve with my skills on shooting, I would try to always make it fresh and new for me, right? So that's kind of like what I think is a good analogy for roasting. It's like, yeah, it's cool, like nobody's not gonna hate it, nobody will hate this coffee, but how else can I make it better for me? What I've been doing is like coming up to 400, idling there for about 15 minutes, and then coming down to temperature. And I've been playing with Rao's idea of the gas, of a soak, of a 1 minute soak that is not at 0% gas, but say at like 20% gas or 40% gas. And I feel that the coffees that I have in stock, they don't really need that after all. Maybe if I had something that was, the elevation was certainly at least 2,000 meters in elevation, or something really, really high elevation, then I think I would have to really give that coffee a lot of energy during the soak. But so far, I've played around with that idea, and that concept was, I was reading about it in his book. I forget what it's called, I'll link it in the description. But after a few like trials and stuff, I'm thinking I don't need that. I kind of trust Kevin to do the safety check, but always, safety check, walk around the roaster, see what's up, see what's in the burner, see what's in the chaff. Just make sure everything is, where it should be. You always want to do that if you're a roaster. Finally had the bright idea to have more than one of these. That way if I have 4 different coffees, we just prepare everything. We're trying to make, like I said before, better systems, build better habits, and that way you build efficiency. It's like shooting a free throw. It's like driving a golf ball, You go through these same consistent motions. Pulling a bow, same thing. We're gonna load now. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Good. And the countdown. I'm a little bit slower, but and charge. I did it! I did it! I did it, Papa. Cool. I just had to go on my tippy toes and do this. Whoop, and it helps that this is stronger. All right, like I said, 1 minute soak. And then it's full power. I did a 375 charge. Somebody mentioned it in the comments, and I want to thank you for pointing that out. I was kind of nervous to do it, but it was go ahead and put your gas valve where it's at, and then just hit ignition. Cool, see? So instead of doing it the other way, which is, I think there is a delay, but I do still have to adjust it. So 1 minute soak, back up to 2.5 kPa. Honduras can take a good amount of energy, but as I've been learning and reading, small machines are more volatile in that because they're small, they're not as stable in terms of managing heat within the drum versus say something like a, 10K, right? It's gonna have more stability, but it also depends on, your in-between batch protocol, your heat up protocol, all that stuff, the ambient temperature around. Like today's a really nice temperate day. I'd say about 75, so we're chilling. All right, turning point's at 154. Perfect. It's always just cool, it's the first little marker that tells you if you're running too slow or too fast. So the next phase we're waiting for is green to yellow, or dry end. Nobody can make up their mind what they want to call that. First phase. We should just call it first phase, second phase, third phase. That's easier, right? And then you can explain in the first phase, we're waiting for dry end, and some people call it the transition from green to yellow. I don't know. We'll let the writers worry about that. Since this is a full city, a medium profile, we're finishing at 23 to 25% depending on what happens in the roast as a whole. And I begin to, based on all the research and my own real life experience, I begin to lower the heat. It kind of just depends. I begin to lower the heat at around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Instead, like before, I kind of used to wait till yellow, and that would increase the air, and that's kind of like lowering the heat in a way, and not really. Yeah, it all kind of depends on what you see with everything. Okay, we're at 4 minutes, so I begin to usually check the sight glass. It's still green. Yeah. I think it's running on time, so that's cool. I think we're gonna hit yellow before we hit 300 degrees. Oh no, we're hitting 300 degrees first, at the same time. That's cool. So, since we hit it at the same time, right? I was like, no, I don't want to hit two things at once because then it'd be kind of too big of a jump, and I don't want to lower the heat prematurely. So I'm going to wait till about 310, which is right there, and then I'm going to come down to about 80% on my fuel. And then when I hit 325, I'm gonna come down again. When I hit 340, when I hit 350, when I hit 360, when I hit 370, that's when I kind of step down in heat. It was 501 green to yellow. You still get a little feedback smoke here, but it's really not a big deal. I turn on the fan and it's on. 325, I'm gonna lower again. So I'm at now like 75%. A lot of you have been asking that you're kind of lost about like when to lower the gas and stuff, and that's really the whole, that's a big chunk of the pie in terms of learning how to roast. And again, I'm just sharing my experience and from what I read and all that stuff, and trying to put it into practice. So the point is we want a smooth descending ROR, with no flicks and crashes and things like that. All right, we're at 340, we'll come down again. And I like to come down on this machine in particular 2 to 3 notches at a time. Those are kind of like my little gauges that I could be consistent with. And my max on this machine is 2.5 kPa. So if my 2.5 kPa is 100% my fuel, right? I would just kind of divide that up and say, this is 80, this is 75, this is 50, this is 45, and so on and so forth. And that's how you can kind of break up and maybe take in information about how to address the gas. Because people will give you percentages, right? And you're like, well, what does that mean for my machine? So that's kind of how you can translate it. Okay, we're at 360. You're hearing some outliers. We're gonna increase the fan a little bit. And I'm at 1 kPa, and it's 8 minutes 10 into the roast. And we're hearing the outlier cracks. I'm waiting for a really, there's my solid like first crack, and we're marking it at 8:27. And that's really nice. It's right on time. You look at the thing here. If you can't see it, I'll link it in the description. Nice rolling first crack. Like this so you can see. Cool. 8:27. I like to wait like a minute into first crack and then lower the heat, because I don't want it to flick, you know. Now looking at my RR right now, I'm not gonna touch my heat yet, because it seems to be dropping a little bit too quick with that air increase. So I'm just gonna let that heat go for a minute. And again, we're not roasting this to light; we're roasting it to medium. Let this ride out. Cool. Now let's get in the fryer and see. Okay. A lot of ridges on the coffee, and we're gonna drop it. Yeah. Cool. we had a 25% third phase development, which is good. I'm happy with. And I was going back to the dryer to look at the color, and I was also looking at the temperature, and we hit around like 400 degrees, 410. What was it? I already saved it, so it went away. But it was at least 400. This bean is very small. Whoop. See that? All right, I'm supposed to open that thing. I did it. Yeah, I was able to reach. So I had to open the butterfly valve, and I couldn't reach that like just a couple days ago. So that butterfly valve will open the cooling tray so I can cool this coffee quicker. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get another round of decaf for myself, and we're gonna roast that for just us to drink, and then we'll call it a day. Well, check this out. I'm working on this. You guys may have seen on IG. If you follow me on IG, I'll try to do more like current updates there and whatnot, more engagement over there. But we're working on the new coffee room here. So we'll have our finished coffees over here. I'm gonna make content here, shipping table and stuff right here. I'm gonna have a custom one made. All the green storage is gonna be here in the back. We're gonna try to spruce this up because I want it to be like a set when I make content, so I can just push out content whenever I want. Yeah, I'm excited. So I have some orders to fill, and then I'm gonna rest. But thanks so much for hanging out. That was a fun roast day. I have a little bit more. I'm back. I'm a little bit rusty in terms of like my movement, but not rusty in the mind. In the mind, I am improving. So thanks so much for your support, and more content to come. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.